Hi, JamesAnimalHarrison. This new lesson day. It's time to do hopefully a quick snippet of a lesson or whatever you want to call it. It's one of my favorite tunes from early on. It's a tune by ZZ Top. It's called Heard It on the X. It's kind of a tricky drum beat. We'll break this down, different parts of the tune later and whatnot. We're just going to do the basic or the main groove. I don't want to say basic because it's really not basic. And there's two variations of it that I hear. There's times when it's on the cymbal or the cymbal bell. We'll get to that later. But what I'm talking about is the main part of the tune. I'm going to count it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You could count it as just 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want. If you don't count it all, that's fine. Just listen. So it's straight on the hi-hat. That was a measure of straight 8 though, so I'm playing this down tempo right now. The bass drum is going to play on the 1 and the of beat 1 and the E of beat 2. Beat 3 is the same as 1, so it's the 1 and the Beat 4 is the same as 2, so it's the E. So slowly it'll be like this. 1 and 2 and ready and play and. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. That's what I believe it is most of the time. Now on the verses, when the singing's going on, it seems like one of the bass drum notes disappears, and that's the of 1. So it becomes 1 and the E of 2, 1, E of 2, 3, E of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and. Now the snare part is somewhat tricky. It's the E and of 1 and the and of beat 2. The E and, the first one's a little quieter. It's I guess you'd say ghosted, but it's kind of semi-ghosted. And then the and is not. So slowly, just the hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here we go. Okay, now that doesn't seem like much, but when you put it up to the real tempo, it becomes a lot more difficult. So here's it is with the verse version where the one bass drum note is left out, very slow. Okay, so there's some cymbal punches and stuff like that. We'll get to that at a different thing. This is just the basic groove. So closer to tempo. Let's put the other bass drum note in and slowly. The tempo. If you see me looking down, there's a couple of dogs right here looking up at me right now. Okay, so those are the two variations. That's pretty close to the tempo. It might be slightly faster. Again, slowly. Sometimes that's on the cymbal or the bellow cymbal. Most of the time on the verses it's on the hi-hat. And when the vocals actually come in, again, one of the bass drum notes drops out to this. So I kind of kicked in and out of both versions of that. Again, it's Heard It on the X by ZZ Top. It's been remastered several times. It may be a little easier to pick out now than it was when I was really young. There's kind of a cool thing at the toward the end of the tune that's almost like a paradiddle type groove between the snare and the bass. It's not actually a paradiddle. The bass drum part is closer to a paradiddle. And then it goes back into those basic grooves with a lot of cymbal punches. But give it a try. It's a fun beat to learn. Heard It on the X by ZZ Top.